I'm going to start on a very interesting note because this rarely ever happens on the show. Now, I think 2 episodes ago, there was this story about a gentleman wrote in talking about his wife being a slay queen. Do you guys remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the slay queen sent me an email. Okay. Yeah, but just to bring other people up to speed, just in case you didn't watch that episode, this is what that story was about. Dear sisters, my wife was a slay queen whom many discouraged me from marrying. We've been married for almost 2 years without kids. She is humble and even overly respectful. She prepares my meals and does my laundry. She plays hard to get when it comes to sex, but I like her games. I hang out with my boys on Fridays and she never complains. Last Friday, on my way to my usual rendezvous, I decided to come home and spend time with my wife instead. She had gone out and returned about 40 minutes later dressed to kill. She said a friend visited and she just went to see her off. My gut tells me she's cheating. Do I ignore my instincts? I have flirted with a few ladies, but never gone all the way with them. What do? I love her. And this is from Worried Ni Inosu. All right, so there you have it. Worried Ni Inosu sent us that message 2 weeks ago, and we received a response to that message. Now, I must say that Citi TV and Citi FM have not been able to independently verify that this is actually the wife of Worried Ni. But we do think that it's an email that we absolutely must address because it has been brought to our attention. So our first conversation is going to be based on the response to that story. So it says, Dear sisters, I am the slay queen wife of Worried Ni. I listened to the show. Please permit me to react. I confirm that I'm cheating on my husband. I married my husband at a time when I was getting proposals from married men. I love my husband because of his seriousness. We married within 9 months. 2 years into the marriage, all he wants is small talk, fresh meals, and endless sex. We've had sex every single night, even at that time of the month, or when I pretend to be ill. He will say, I'll be gentle. I even prayed that he got a side chick to lighten his burden. Now I know my husband married me for my body. I discovered a stash of porn movies, including girls with big behinds. He told me he was happy I had not had a baby yet, as it will ruin my body shape. Last 6 months, I met an engineer and we became very close. He chats with me constantly, but we have not been sexual. Every Friday when my husband goes out, I also dress to kill and go out with my new friend. We laugh all night long. Please, do I leave my husband for this friend? Can I keep both my husband and this new guy as just a friend, or must I cut him off? And that's from Worried Nah. Okay. So this is getting interesting. Wow. I don't know who wants to go first. Like I said, we can't verify that this is actually the woman, because I'm asking myself, okay, does she want out of the relationship reason? Because she'll know that her husband listens to the show or watches it. So in coming out like this, what's going to be happening back home as we speak? Who wants to go?
Well, I wasn't part of the I wasn't part of the whole, discussion the first time, but I've been following the conversation, and I think that for her to send this, it's two things. She either didn't think it through. She just wanted to express her opinion because she's heard that her husband has to express his opinion. So me too, let me come and justify myself. That's one case. Or she sat down, thought through, and thinks that, if I don't put myself out there and let you know that this is how I truly feel, then, you'll be taking me for granted all the time. So the slay queen issue has been dealt with. Now she's a worried person who has been having sex all the time. You can hear her screaming, I am not just here for my body. I'm not just here for sex. I'm not just here, let's make plans. Let's have small talk. Let's go out. Why can't you chill with me? Why can't I be part of your life other than having sex and cooking fresh meals? And things like you telling me that, oh, I'm happy you haven't had a child yet. You haven't even considered if I want a child now. Like, there are so many things going through her mind, and she's worried that, listen, worried me is just sitting down saying that I have a beautiful wife, I have a trophy wife at home. I come to her, we have sex, we do everything, and I go and chill. I have another life outside. So this is my thing. Now, do you want the marriage? Because you can't have both. You see, all cheating is cheating. All pente be pente. So you can't do emotional cheating and think that because you haven't gone all the way, it's fine. You indulging in conversation and everything, I mean, for now, that is casual conversation. And you are going out, you are going to see this guy because you think that your husband doesn't have time for you, so whatever. It's conversation for now, but it will lead to something else very soon. You can only have conversation for some time. It always develops into something else. So, yes, now that it hasn't blown up in your face, you need to make the decision now. You don't have a child. I don't think that getting out of a marriage is that easy. But I think that you can work at it. And this is not a big problem, in my view, that cannot be corrected. You know, you can have a conversation with him. You can tell him that, listen, this is how I truly feel. Instead of, well, you've expressed yourself. So, I'm thinking that you're listening to us. This is how your wife actually feels. That she's not an object of sexual
desires.
Thank you. So you need to have a relationship, a proper relationship with her. You need to actually continue life with her. Be her friend. Be a partner through and through. On Friday, sometimes go out with her. Spend it at home as well. I mean, she doesn't have a child and you're not going out with her now. So when she does, then what? You understand? So you need to actually build friendship with your wife. Stop the small talk. Advance it to big talk. You know, go out and do something proper. That is if now you want the marriage. If you want it, then please work at it, because it's not something out of, you know, the ordinary. It's not like somebody has gone to do, both of you haven't cheated. Technically, you haven't done physical cheating. Both of you have done emotional cheating and consideration of cheating and all that. So it's not all lost. I think it's something that can be salvaged if both of you want to have the relationship running.
Okay. Baby.
I always say that if the reason for which you decide to get married is not concrete, there will cracks. When the cracks come through, everything just gets messed up. The reason why I say this is people are getting married for all sorts of reasons. If you don't love the person for who they genuinely are, irrespective of their flaws, irrespective of their strengths, their weaknesses, all of that, then you realize that when things don't go your way, you feel a bit some way. This guy obviously married her because of the fact that she's a slave queen. She looks good, she looks physically attractive, you know, he can have sex with her all day, all night. But looking into the main reason, does he love her for her? Because if he did, I think that he would look past what she looks like physically. That's what I think. Because touch wood, should anything happen to this girl in terms of physique-wise, is he going to get bored? Because is he going to leave her? So that's where I'm coming from. In terms of you wanting to leave your marriage or be with this guy, I think you need to decide what you want, like Tina said. You can't have your cake and eat it. The fact that this guy that you're talking to, does he know that you're married? That's the first question I'm looking to have answered. Does he know that you're married? If he does know that you're married, The question is, why is he entertaining you, or on what level is he entertaining you? Yes, you're looking to get out of stress in your marriage, so you're looking for comfort outside. That's what always happens. Clearly, you are concerned and your husband is concerned, but you're not both coming together to address what the issue is. That's why you're venting on sister, he's venting on sister, because you're looking to get your problem solved, but you just don't want to come together to sit down. You see, that's what always happens when you're looking for solution out of your marriage, because then you entertain all sorts of things. You guys need to, I always say this, it's hard, but you have to sit and talk. Somebody has to forget about their ego. Somebody has to forget about their pride. Somebody has to always be forgiven and address the issue. Unless there's no love at all. Unless it was a marriage based on complete lust. But as far as I'm concerned, you as a woman, you're ticking all the boxes. You're doing all that you have to do as a wife to keep the marriage going. The only thing is that you're not happy. And to men out there, when it comes to sex, women are not just, lie down, let's have sex. There's a lot of things that for a woman to be happy, you need to support. You need to help out. You need to be there for her. Like,
yeah.
my bread. But bottom line, all I'm saying is that, sweetheart, you can't, if you love this man and he loves you, clearly both of you are concerned about what you have. But all I'm saying is that sit down and have that conversation. Let him know that this is how you feel. You're not just about sex. There's much more to you. And the man should start dating and courting his wife all over again. This problem, like Tina said, it's not like you can't solve it. You can solve it, and there's a way forward. So please work on it.
Right.
Okay. I would say that the fact that Worried Me and Worried Na are both listeners and viewers of Sister, then it presents a fine opportunity to tackle both sides of the story, because I'm assuming that both of them are going to listen. Now, the problem here is that people think that once you're a slave queen, you have nothing more to offer apart from your body. And that is the misconception, or that's where he got it wrong. Because as soon as he saw that she was a slave queen and she's beautiful and she's attractive, all he saw was a trophy wife. All he saw was something that was so pretty, something that if your surname was slapped on top of it, it would look like you have achieved something in life. That's all he saw. And then all he saw was an object that can satisfy him in the bedroom. That's all he saw. But there's more to every woman than what is on the outside. And that is what Nee has to deal with. Because this woman is not in for small talk. He's not in for, oh, I love you, baby, or you're beautiful. She's not in for just that. She wants more than that. She wants conversation about our future, where we're heading to, things like that. If it's partnership in business, she wants more than that. You understand? Now, the lady too, because you said you loved him for his seriousness, you also saw a man who looked like an achiever. So you felt that maybe he was just going to be your answer to all prayers, or he was going to be your perfect partner. And that's why before you enter into a marriage, certain conversations, no matter how mundane it looks, need to be had. Finances, children, for instance. How many children are we going to have? Test the appetite of the partner, even if they want one or they don't even want one. Some of these conversations, they should have been had in the courting phase, the dating phase. Because these are little problems that may not seem too big to the ear, but you realize that in a marriage, when it goes wrong, it's a very big deal. If you're a slave queen and your man has a problem with you slaying and going out alone, my question is that, have you had that conversation about both of you stepping out together as couples, whether you're going to be home, whether you're allowed to have friends, whether you can have friends come over? Some of these things, it looks like both of you just felt, okay, the man probably had a pretty wife, solid wife. The girl also felt, oh, this is an achiever, this is a correct guy. And then you guys thought, oh, on paper, this is good. Let's just get hooked and let's just do this. And they did it. That's what I'm feeling. Now, the thing about venting on sister, I don't have a problem with it, being that most of the time, when you're emotionally invested, you don't listen to the other partner. Have you ever seen a husband trying to teach a wife how to drive? It's chaotic. You understand? Sometimes when it's an issue, because you are the object or subject of the issue, it becomes very difficult for the other partner to listen. So the fact that they brought it here, it's okay. Then what it means is that when you have independent people who don't know you, who have never seen you before, don't know both of you, and therefore cannot be accused of being biased on one side, you can have an independent opinion. Then that way, worried me and worried Na will both listen. Now, worried Na, since we've dealt with worried me last week, let's do, last two weeks.
Yeah.
Let's deal with worried Na. Worried Na, you took vows, for better, for worse. And at the point of marrying, you thought that this was it. That gentleman that you are talking to, I have a problem with people who entertain married people, knowing very well that they have problems in their marriages. And normally, when you entertain third parties, it doesn't give you the energy to solve your problem because you have a way out. So the man annoys you. Oh, then you Friday over call. You step out on Friday and she goes for her solace. You understand? So you are not working on the relationship. You are probably not talking to him. Yes, you are playing games, but you're not telling him exactly what he needs to hear, which is what you have written to us. You should be able to tell your husband, babes, this is it. I don't like this. This is me. I prefer this. I don't like this. I want to have a child. Sometimes in the beginning, you face resistance. I mean, I keep saying I'm a hothead. I mean, I say things as they are. I don't miss my words. When I got married, Charlie, I had to do a bit of, to do certain things to get, eventually I'll get my way all right. But sometimes consistency is the key. Let the man know, this is where I am at. This is what I want. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me excited. As time goes on, he's going to buy into it because he's going to realize that this is what generally makes you alive. If I want X from you, look, trust me, if he's able to do other things that he wants, if he's able to meet you where you most want him to meet you at, him having sex with you every day won't be a problem because you'll be so excited, you give it to him without even thinking or counting the days. So my thing is that, look, instead of finding solace in a third party, I think that you should find a way of solving the issue with your husband, first and foremost. Secondly, if you have addressed if you've gone through all the possible ways and means you could address and it's not working, don't lie to yourself. Find your exit. Leave and make your life somewhere else. Because you see, where you are still in a marriage, you are still hooked in a marriage, and yet you're enjoying someone, who are you lying to?
Yeah.
Who are you lying to? So the thing is that if that marriage is not something that you think you can be in, no marriage is a death sentence. So if it's something that you cannot be in, you've thought it through, you realize that this was the biggest mistake of a lifetime. Luckily, there's no child in the question to consider the well-being of the child and who's going to take care of the child and everything. You are still your own person. So if you feel that this is something that you cannot do, just pick up your bags and walk out. Now, when you walk out, then you can have a meaningful relationship with somebody else who fits your profile. Then maybe next time you make a decision for the better. But once you are still in the marriage, you have no business emotionally cheating on your husband because eventually, eventually, it's going to move from emotional to physical, and it's going to get very dirty. And in recent times, there are so many diseases around. Sure. So many diseases. I don't think you want to put yourself up for certain things. So
right. So that's a really interesting comment. But I don't know if I'm the only one who is worried about the fact that he said he's happy that she doesn't have any children because her body shape is going to be ruined. But let me bring in the audience. I don't know who has any opinions.
I'll go.
Okay, Gail, talk to me. I remember you from previous edition.
Yeah. I mean, so like I was saying, there are three parts to this story. That's what I realized. And the first is communication. And something that I learned about communication is not just talking, like just saying, this is what I want or whatever. You have to let the person also feel how you feel. And that's why you have to be empathetic too, you understand, of the other person's, feelings or response to what you want. And then secondly, there's no intimacy. And intimacy is not about just like having sex, because because you can cuddle, you can stare at each other, with the eyes. Someone said the soul is the help me out.
The eyes are the windows to your soul.
Window to the soul or something.
Right.
Yeah. So when you look at someone, you can see so much. without even opening your mouth. So that's very, very deep for me. They don't have intimacy. And then thirdly, the 80-20 rule. I mean, I'm sure everybody's relationship, they always want to choose their partner based on not all the standards, but at least most of it, and that's the 80. So if you think that when you get your 20 out there and think you want to leave your 80 for your 20, you could be making a big mistake. Because if that person gets to come into your life, he cannot give you the 80 that you're getting from your current partner. So I think they should talk. They don't know how to talk. They should get a third person, a professional counselor who they can talk through, to each other.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
All right, anyone else? Okay, there's someone right behind you. Okay.
All right, so I feel a cry for help from Worried Me, and I still want to help him address some of his issues. And I don't know whether I'm the only one concerned about the pornography part, because
There's that too.
pornography has a way of distorting the way a woman should be in your own eyes. And I feel the man is struggling with pornography, and from the pornography part, he's now seeing the woman as an object of sexual satisfaction rather than a companion and a partner. So I think the man should get help with the pornography part. When it is solved, I think a lot of the issues will fall in place, where you begin to see the woman as a companion. You'd rather, like, you have a better relationship, not just trying to act out what you see in pornography. And there are movies. I mean, when you watch some of the documentaries of some of these porn stars, they are very depressed people.
Sure.
They are not happy. I mean, when they come, it's just stage work. They just work it out. They just act and they just move. There's nothing pleasurable about what they do. So you don't watch that and expect your wife to execute that in the bedroom. I mean, some of the moves they see there, I mean, you only see that in Olympic gymnastics. I mean, so it's not real. What he has in his mind of a woman is not a real image. So he should really get help. He should see a pastor, a counselor, whatever it is. Get the pornography out of the way, and then we can really align and readdress who a woman really is for him. Then he can have a better marriage. Thank you.
Okay, real quick.
All right.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm Nana Osiasa Berima.
Okay, hi.
Critically, I think worried Ni and worried Na, they are worried over nothing. Yeah, to me, that's how I see it, because I'm taking my argument based on the concept of marriage. Since both are married now, I think the best way to maintain the marriage is understanding. They need to understand each other, and then we take it from there. Thank you.
All right, I like that. Pretty simple and straight to the point, but definitely communication is important here. It's interesting that you both write to the show when you live with each other.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.